Hi, Kieran here. Okay, in my last video I talked about how I came to be an atheist. In this video I'm going to be defending atheism. So why should we be atheists? Well, I think our reason to believe anything, our best chance at getting at the truth, is to follow the evidence. Basically, if you're in a kind of criminal trial, you should look at the evidence to know whether somebody did a crime or not think of some other reason, like whether you have faith or whether it makes you a good person to believe it or not. Those things aren't going to make something true or not. Okay, so if we look at the evidence first, if we think of the biblical God as opposed to the less specific, maybe like creator, we've got two possibilities. First possibility is that the Bible was just made up by people. The second possibility is that it's true, God did these supernatural things of making the world 6 days and the Great Flood and other things. Now I think we'll find that pretty much all, civilizations on Earth have produced their own myths and stories, and the ones that can write the stuff down have written it down. This is one of the first things the civilizations tend to write down, is their myths, their belief in gods and things. So it would be pretty strange if the ancient Jewish people hadn't done that. So basically all we've got to believe to say the Bible is made up is all we've got to believe is that they did whatever other civilization did. On the other hand, to believe that those supernatural events really occurred, the only evidence we have for that is the Bible itself, which, as I say, is easily explained. Basically, scientific evidence outside of the Bible doesn't support it at all. Particularly the Great Flood. There's no archaeological evidence that recent worldwide flood took place, and also a scientific kind of common sense points to the idea that you couldn't have every species on Earth go into one boat and then after the flood returning safely to the appropriate region of the world that they came from. So that's just science really does contradict things like that in the Bible. So for these reasons I'd assign a pretty low chance to the biblical God being real. I'd say less than 1%, maybe let's say at the top of my head, like 1/3% chance that that Bible God is true. On the other hand, oh yeah, and I should add, Christians have thought of these arguments, theists I should say, have thought of arguments like this cosmological argument, and I forget the names of these arguments, but this idea that there has to be a God to start the universe, I just don't understand that at all. Why does it need to be a person starting the world? And also this idea that there has to be a greatest thing, a greatest person or something. I really just don't understand where they're coming from with that one at all. Okay, so the biblical God I think is very unlikely, but I would say that the chance of a creator, even a creator that knows who we are, knows, like say, where London is on a map, I'd say there's a much higher chance of that, maybe even like 10% chance. My reasons for believing that are two arguments. One is the fine-tuning of the universe. For those that don't know, physicists have seem to have found that some parameters of the universe, I don't know what the heck these parameters are, but apparently they're what they need to be for life to exist, and if they were slightly different, life wouldn't exist, apparently. Now the simplest explanation for that is multiple universes, I would say, because that seems to require only for us to believe in more of the same of what we've seen, not some new thing we haven't seen, namely a creator. But still, I think this is probably after the multiple universe explanation, the second most likely explanation for this fine-tuning is that some intelligence fine-tuned the universe in order to create life. I think it's a possibility. The other argument is this simulation argument by Nick Bostrom. This states that if in the future humanity became very advanced, it would probably create loads of simulated universes, like huge computers with artificial intelligences in them that all think they're in a real world. Now, if this happened, we'd probably make far more of them. The number of the fake future simulated universes would greatly outnumber the real one real universe. Therefore, there'll be much more intelligences that think they're human beings but are in a simulation than are really human beings. This suggests we are right now in a simulation, and not, in fact, not flesh and blood humans. Well, I've thought of a little addition to that idea. Maybe in the future humanity will be able to make universes. Now, if we did that, we again would probably make many universes and dwarf the number of original universes. Therefore, we're probably in one of those created universes. Therefore, it seems plausible that we have a creator that deliberately made us, maybe for some reason, for entertainment or something. Anyway, okay, so those are what I believe. Basically a 10% chance in some sort of creator and a third of 1% chance of the biblical God. So on both counts, I probably count myself as an atheist. So I think it's over 90% chance that there's nothing of this kind. Okay, thanks very much.